I think we're going to be a little nicer today because we have hit the fairies of the land. And I definitely was a lot negative on that steel type video, but I think the fairies are just calming. They're peaceful. They didn't do anything to you to make you hate them. You know, I think this is the way to go. Now, there's a lot of girly designs in the fairy typing, but we're not talking about designs, so I'll try and stray away from that. But I bet you I'll mention a couple designs that I'm not the biggest fan of. But otherwise, I think that this is great. This is the best type that nobody asked for in Pokemon, and let's go ahead and let's talk about the most average ones. By the way, if you're new, make sure you subscribe. I would really appreciate it. We are trying to hit 2,000 subscribers today. Do not miss out on an opportunity to subscribe so you can get all my videos as soon as possible. All right, Gen 1, most average fairy type Pokemon. Well, quite simple. It is the definition of an average Pokemon, and that is Clefable. Clefable does everything at an average level. You want something that can learn a lot of TMs and HMs? There's Clefable. You want somebody that can put a little bit of a punch in with a strong normal type move? It's Clefable. You want somebody that can take a big hit? It's Clefable. She can't take two. She can only take one. Adding fairy typing did help this Pokemon. It certainly didn't hurt it. But at the same time, it remained just as average. Gen 2. Granbull definitely didn't need fairy typing. I don't know why they gave it to him. I'm not a big fan of it. I liked him pure normal more. He does get access to Play Rough being a physical Pokemon. It did make him better overall. I just wish they didn't give it to him. I just think normal fit him better. But it's not about fit. It's about, is he a better Pokemon than what he was before? Yes, he was. Is he basically average because Azumarill is much better, and this at least eventually evolves into Togekiss, and this eventually becomes... Actually, that's trash. We're not going to talk about that. So, yeah, I guess that makes sense at the end of the day. So we're going Granbull. Gen 3. Okay, choices suck. Straight up, choices suck. So we're going to use some logical reasoning here, okay? This is big brain thinking, okay? This is the biggest brain thinking. I'm going to channel my big brain thinking, okay? Give me just a second. I need quiet. I need full quiet. I heard you talking quiet. Okay, big brain's on. This is the answer. Why is this the answer, you might ask? Well, I think it's quite simple, okay? I think it's quite simple. This is too good. This is too trash. But this, here's the thing about this. It has a chance to become this. It's all about the law of potential. This could become this. Okay? It's all about the law of potential. Simple as that. Azurill is the answer. Okay. Well, I'm going to use the same logic for my Muner. You know why? Because my big brain is on. It can become a Mr. Mime. Okay? Okay. Oh, no. I have to choose between Cottony and Whimsicott. Honestly, I'm just going to leave it blank. You know why I'm going to leave it blank? Because I'm acting. That's basically, at that point in time, if it's blank, then nobody can get mad at me for choosing between the two of them. One is the worst, one is the best. There is no average. But the thing is, Whimsicott's just an average Pokemon. The thing is absolutely garbage. So why don't we just move on? Okay, I've got a lot of Flabébés in here. And a lot of Floettes and a lot of Florges. Oh, man. Well, the answer is Slurpuff. Aromatisse is better than Slurpuff. They're both incredibly average, but Aromatisse is much better. Carbink I thought about, but I actually kind of like Carbink. I think it's better than people say it is. Aromatisse has more HP. Dedenne with the electric typing helps him. I think Slurpuff's the best answer for this. That's what I'm going with. Gen 7. I think we're going to go with a controversial answer here, guys. And that controversial answer, once I remember its name, oh my gosh, what is your name? Mimikyu. Mimikyu is the answer. If it weren't for this thing's ability, what does it do for you? Fairy Ghost is a cool type, by the way. I don't know why it's part fairy, but if it weren't for your ability, what are you? I think it's that simple. I think people only like this thing because of its ability as well. I think it's that simple. It's not that good, People remember Gen 7 and remember running into this thing and having a really difficult time, and they regard it as like a goated Pokemon. It did spend some time being pretty good in competitive battling too. I believe it's banned now because of its ability. I don't remember that, if I'm right on that or not. Again, I get a lot of people that are experts in competitive battling in the comments, and by all means, please let me know on that one. But yeah, I don't think it's in competitive battling anymore, and I just genuinely don't think it's that good. I think there's too many counters to it now. Gen 8. There is no more average Pokemon than Alchemy. And the reason why it's average, and here's why I'll tell you this. So we all know what the worst Pokemon are. Magikarp, Sunkern, any Stage 1 bug, stuff like that. Like, we know what bad Pokemon are, right? Kakuna and Metapod, Cascoon, Silcoon, stuff like that, right? We know what the bad ones are, and we know what the best ones are. Mewtwo, and you name it beyond that. I'm not going to go and list every legendary and everything else, right? We know what the good ones are. We know what the bad ones are. Tell me Alchemy is not the most unforgettable Pokemon you've ever set your eyes on. You can't. You straight up can't tell me that this is not the most unforgettable Pokemon. Sorry, the most forgettable Pokemon. Because to me, it is the most forgettable Pokemon. If you gave me a list of Pokemon and you said, if you told me to fill out a list of Pokemon from memory, Alchemy would never be on that list. It would never be on that list. It would not be like a random brain fart, oh, I know that Pokemon. It would be straight up, never came to mind, never even got close. This is such a forgettable Pokemon, and that's how you know it's average, because the bad ones you remember, and the good ones you remember as well. Generation 9. This is painful because they're all good. I'm going to go with this one. I'm trying to remember your name. I think it was Pheasantipity. Was that your name? The only reason you're on this list, honestly, is to incite rage for people that skip to the end of the video, okay? For all you end of video skippers, you are going to, I guarantee it, I will see comments that people are like, why did you put Pheasantipity in there? She's so good. And the thing is that they jumped to the end of the video and they didn't listen to this conversation. This is there strictly for rage bait because I don't have a good answer for this one, all right? This is a rage bait answer for comments and engagement on YouTube. I play the system and this is playing the system. And you know what? We're going to keep playing the system. Nah, I'm not going to do it. Nah. Let's go ahead. Play the system. Play the system. My actual answer, I think my actual answer would probably be Clefable, just in case anybody's curious. But that's it, guys. That's our list. That is the full list. As you see here, we have got our average fairy types. Clefable, Granbull, Azurill, Mime Jr., Whimsicott, Slurpuff, Mimikyu, Alchemy, Pheasantipity, and the most average, in my opinion, is absolutely Pheasantipity. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the video. If you don't like the video, I guess you can hit dislike. Actually, don't do that. That's not very nice. But everything else is done. We have completed the average Pokemon of every single type. But we're not done. We are going to talk about the most average starter. We're going to talk about the most average gimmick form. We are going to talk about the most average legendary. And maybe if you guys are interested, I might pick a favorite Pokemon of every type. I would have to fill out this whole grid before I could do that, but I'm definitely interested in potentially doing something like that as well. So if that's something you guys are interested in, maybe I will do that as well, but I'm not fully decided on it. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you for average starters in the next one.